I just started playing Clash of Clans again after many years, and it turns out I'm really bad at it. Currently, I'm not even confident I can destroy this base, but I'm at least gonna try for now. We're just gonna open up the wall and send the giants in to take out that mortar. Once the mortar's gone, I can send in pretty much everyone else without much thought, and this is part of the problem. Once I spawn everyone else in, I'm gonna send in the airborne units, and yes, this really is just taking the lazy approach without much thinking involved. But that's kind of the point, and look at all this gold. Anyways, we did manage to defeat this particular base. My defenses, however, have not been great, again because I'm not really sure what it is I'm doing. But I realize there's probably a way I can make myself much better at this game.
I like money.
Another 14,000 gems? I doubt this is going to make me good, but it is going to make me better. And that's my experiment today. Can money make you that much better? To start, we're going to upgrade that town hall, 150,000 gold. But I also don't have 12 hours to wait, so we're going to spend 134 gems. Now we have all sorts of new stuff to work with. The big one for me was the research. We're going to upgrade the lab, and again, we're not going to wait for anything today because we spend a lot of money. And that means I can upgrade basically all of my units, as long as I have the capacity to do so. I use a little bit of all of these, so I'm just going to upgrade all of them. Those are going to make considerable differences already. But also, if I'm going to be spending gems to top up my resources, I need more resource capacity, so I'm also going to be doing that. And that only took one upgrade before I ran out of gold, so I need my capacities to be as big as possible. And I'm out of everything again. Today is going to get really expensive, but thanks to this last town hall upgrade, I also have new towers I can place, along with an army camp for a bigger army and a spell factory. But our capacities are now that much bigger, 550,000 gold, 250,000 purple stuff. And after doing that again, our capacity is 1,775,000. Now we can get to work with some more stuff. So all my units are now maxed out, so let's do the same thing with the army camps, that way we can have as many of them as possible. I also just got an offer to buy a wizard tower and some other stuff for a really good deal, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Anyway, after completing these new army camps, I have a much bigger capacity for units. Plus I've also unlocked the wizards, and they're very expensive to create, so let's upgrade them before we do. So to start, let's see what an army of wizards can do for us. We get 33 of them. Now just to find someone who can deal with 33 wizards. This one seems like a good place to start because I can spawn units inside the walls. That might be a trap, but I'm gonna go for it. So we're just gonna start putting a few wizards out here and there and see how well they actually work. There's a mortar tower on the left side that's probably gonna be a problem. Well, so far the initial wizards are not having such a great time, so I'm going to try and spread some of these out a little bit so they can take over the base. And already they're grouping up way more than I thought they would, so those mortars are probably going to destroy them. They're definitely great though, they do so much damage. They're going to tear through this pretty quick, so I think we're still going to get a victory. But this also tells me that we can't get away with just a single unit, we need to diversify a little bit. But I'm going to be completely honest with you, these did a lot better than I thought they would, considering I just spammed them into the base for funsies. And that was actually their last tower. We're going to win this. So right away that tells me that yeah, you can pay to make up for my lack of skill and knowledge. And we're going to take this so much further. So let's escalate. We're going to upgrade the town hall again for $750,000 as soon as we build the stuff it needs. Like I guess a spell factory, so we'll just throw that somewhere for now. That's also going to help me brew spells for when I attack people. One of the things I'm probably not going to bother upgrading right now for time constraints are my resource miners because I have as many resources as I want. What I will happily upgrade for now are defenses. Did you know a wizard tower costs $670,000 to upgrade? Once that's done, I'd probably better put a wall around it. And here's how things look after adding all the buildings I need. Don't worry about the walls, we'll fix those later once we have more of them. For now, we're going to spend $750,000 for this. And as per usual, we're not going to wait. That means I can make my attacking units even better. I realize that's really all I want to do is just destroy everyone's base in really stupid ways. So now we can do things like upgrade our giants and wizards, which definitely is going to cost a lot of resources. But after upgrading things, I'm up to 2 million for my capacities and I've researched all of my units. And that means we also have healers that cost 5,000 each, which is really expensive right now, so I'm gonna like them. But before building an army, we need to upgrade our army camps just a little more, and this is gonna be really expensive to do. But now my capacity is 150. But now I'm kinda curious to see if I can just put like 3 or 4 healers behind a bunch of giants. So that means we'll have 18 giants with 4 healers behind them, and they're all upgraded as far as they can be right now. I think I've probably kind of outreached my rankings here because all the bases presenting to us seem a little bit easy to run through, but I guess that's what happens when you pay a fortune to get way ahead of yourself. I choose this one simply because there's no walls and decent resources to get from them. Little worried about that mortar, so what we're going to do is just spawn the giants somewhere maybe over here, and then we'll put the healers in behind them, and then hopefully by the time the mortars are hitting them, the healers will just kind of help them, because the healers will hopefully stay out of range of other things. I'm also going to use my lightning spell to see how strong it is, and it's actually pretty strong. That almost took out the mortar all by itself, so that's kind of ridiculous. The healers are also taking damage suddenly, so that's not great. But they're doing a great job healing the giant, so that's a good sign. We're going to take out the mortar right away. Those healers might actually keep the giants pretty much at full health the entire time, so against defenses like this, I think we're pretty unstoppable. Yeah, so far my giants are all at full health and their defenses are completely gone. It wasn't a great defensive setup, but this shows that I can just pay my way through this. I think the one drawback to this particular strategy might be the damage per second from the giants. If it's a big enough base, they might not have the time they need to actually destroy the whole thing. We'll probably always have a victory, but it might not be 100%. Well, we can still do so much better. Next town hall upgrade, $1 million. Just gotta add a few new things. Alright, I think I've added all the buildings I need to upgrade this. So now that that's finally upgraded, we can make our elixir storage much bigger again. And rank up a bunch more of our units. That's also going to be crazy expensive, but worth it. And then after very expensively upgrading our barracks one more time, we now have access to dragons. I'm not entirely sure how good they are, but I'm going to assume they're fairly good. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade those right away to make them even better for some reason. And then I guess we're probably going to see exactly how good they are. We can't get a ton of them, so we'll have to put a few healers in behind them. And I really do need to start spending my gold upgrading probably all sorts of towers because I can afford to. Now let's see if we can find a base that likes dragons. This one might be good. They have plenty of resources. They do have lots of anti-air, so I'm not sure how much dragons like those. Probably not a ton. But there's one way to find out. We're going to drop a little bit of that right there and just send 7 dragons on their way. I don't know if they're strong enough to overpower those things. They certainly don't target anti-air right away. They're pretty strong though. They are also very expensive, so normally you probably wouldn't do this. Not to a base like this. This is way overkill perhaps. But that's also kind of the point. They can only be attacked by things obviously that can attack the air, like the archer towers and the anti-air. The wizard tower might be able to hit them, and if so, that might be a problem because the wizard towers are pretty strong, but maybe not as strong as dragons. I think I still have almost all of them, so I'm gonna like these units. I literally just launched them straight into the anti-air defenses and they tore through this base, so pay to win is definitely gonna be a thing, and we're still gonna take it much further. Sorry if I destroyed your base, anyone. I just have to see if this works. But there's 100,000 of each resource basically. And I guess I got a barbarian king now. I'm not really sure what he does, but I think I'm gonna like him. And apparently it's time to start mining dark elixir, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Although I'm just gonna buy it when I need it. But it's already costing well over 1,000 gems to top up either of my resources. And I found a new offer. If I do whatever this is, I also get a golem king. So I don't know why I wouldn't do that. And then I'm gonna upgrade all of my units one more time. This actually makes them so much stronger. And I've officially run out of gems. I need more. Now we starting to get into bases that might put up a little bit more of a fight. Although at this point, it's anyone's guess. So I guess I'm probably just going to start somewhere here by shocking that thing. And then we're going to unleash our 9 giants. And then we're going to put some wizards in, our healers behind those, our barbarian king, I guess, because I'm not really sure what he does. I don't know what that thing is either. We're starting to get into the unknown. But I'm pretty much just going to let things go like this and see what happens. The anti-air is definitely hitting my healers really hard, so that could be a problem. But I guess it's already gone. But again, I was just being very lazy and just wanted to launch a bunch of units that are probably overpowered for where I'm at. And so far that mostly seems to be working. I need to be careful where I put my healers though, because they can die. The units so far mostly just wandering around the edge, absolutely obliterating anything in their path because those wizards do so much damage. I think I'm down to 1 healer, but 1 healer is probably lots anyways. We took out the anti-air, and I'm happy we're finally starting to get into some bases that have some resources for me. I really like this lazy approach I'm taking, and I'm definitely gonna win this one. And that was a much stronger base than what we've been dealing with. Okay, so the battle is done. I still have many of my units, so that wasn't even close. And we've also unlocked the dark barracks now, so we get some new units that seem to have a lot of DPS. They might be fragile though, I don't know yet. What I do know is that I get a new army camp, so now I can get many more units. I was at a capacity of 150 before, now I'm at 200, so we've got 33% more. And wouldn't you know it, I'm climbing the ranks. So this time I'm going to put 3 healers in behind 7 dragons, and we're going to see if that's an effective strategy. I suspect it probably is, but we're going to find the right base. I'm kind of thinking this one. It looks like it doesn't have great defenses. I'm no professional, but I think we can tear through it for some pretty decent resources. So we're going to send him out first, and then we're going to send 7 dragons in, and I'm pretty sure their DPS alone is going to carry me through this. I forgot I have this shocking spell too, which I also upgraded, so it hits really, really hard. So since I can heal my dragons and they do so much damage, I'm not sure much is going to pose a threat to us unless it's a crazy upgraded base. They also have a hero like I do, but mine's a stronger level for some reason. One thing that might be a problem is the dragons do tend to spread out like that. The healer's only going to follow like one of them at a time really. which might be okay anyways. There's a lot of dragons doing a lot of damage in a lot of directions. The anti-air is on one of them, but you can see it's not doing a ton of damage really considering it's anti-air. The dragons do enough damage to absolutely obliterate it once they get onto it. My barbarian hero guy is also still at full health thanks to those healers, and I still have, I think, 6 of my 7 dragons. Correction, I think I have all 7 of them. So they're definitely a viable strategy, at least for me. I suspect they're normally too expensive to really do this often with at least. So we did that, and I'm not sure I lost a single unit. But eventually we should find some harder to defeat enemies, especially once we upgrade our town hall one more time, and we have all sorts of new stuff to work with again. Plus we get to unlock whatever this guy is. He does a lot of damage. So they do a lot more damage than the dragon and also have a lot more hit points. They also cost more money. But I'm certainly not going to wait to see how good they are. We're going to put, I don't know, 4 healers in behind these guys. We can only make 5 of them. That's interesting. Is 5 of them going to be enough? There's one way to find out. This guy has really expensive walls, so we're going to lead with our him. And then I'm going to shock spell maybe the mortar, because that's going to do a lot of damage potentially. And then we'll send in our 5 superstars with some healers behind them. I suspect we'll get away with this one also. They're mostly clumped up together so far, so I think the healers heal in an area, but so far we're absolutely destroying everything. Even these guys over here that are taking damage from the cannons aren't really taking a lot of damage yet. In fact, the healers can probably push through that. The healers did just run into a floating bomb, but I still think we'll be okay. The level 10 Barbarian King, whatever he is taking some damage, even though he's the healers are on him, but he's basically tanking through for me. And again, I think our DPS just carries us through. The faster we do this, the less damage we're going to take because everything dies before they can hurt us. So I'm at least way ahead of where I should be for here. I guess people probably wouldn't normally have this kind of army to attack with, but I sure do. I kind of like the way this person set up their base too, because it's functional defensive wise, at least I think. It did some damage to my army, and most bases don't. I'm not sure if I have 4 or 5 of these guys left. Either way, it's probably enough to take out a single wizard tower. And purple walls last this long. Normally that would probably hold back an army quite a bit, but there's a lot of damage going out, and I got all that. We also just unlocked the Valkyries, so we're probably going to try a few of those at some point. And I have the ability to upgrade a lot of things, which will make these guys even better, which is a scary notion. All I need to do is spend an absolute fortune to get the resources I need. So for now, I'm not going to maybe upgrade some of the lesser units. I'm going to upgrade the big boys. And I'm going to do that twice because I'm allowed to do that twice. Though that did basically use all of my elixir, at least momentarily. Okay, I can also make the healers way better. So that's going to help things. And I don't know what a bomb tower is, but I want one. And I'm going to put it over here by my other bombs for now. Okay, so this time I'm going to go with 4 healers. I'm going to go with 2 dragons, then a few of these guys. So we're going to try our luck against this base. I'm looking at it, trying to get a layout of it. Ultimately, it's fine. We can just send our entire units at it, and something good will probably happen. There's our healers. And here's our new Valkyries, too. They're pretty quick. And I think we can actually hit that to make him go into a rage for a moment, so he's basically like one-shotting buildings. The Valkyries might be in trouble over here, though they're doing better than I thought they would all by themselves. They're very quick and high damage, so they're definitely taking out some things over here. And considering how strong those walls are, wow, those are really strong units. My army in general is just pretty strong right now. I'm just running through absolutely everything. I think I'm actually getting further ahead right now. I thought the bases would be catching up to me defensive wise, but I'm just obliterating these still. Again, that's only because I spent a fortune to upgrade things so far. Eventually, I think the bases will catch up and beat me, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I displaced a whole bunch of stuff very messily, so we get another upgrade. So our next level is going to give us baby dragons and boost our armory capacity up to 220, so that's a 10% improvement. And then further upgrade these guys. So now we just need to find our next victim. This one seems fun because there's no walls to have to go through. Kind of reminds me of my base. So we'll maybe start with the mortar towers. I expected there to be a bunch of bombs there or something, so we'll throw these guys down also. And I don't know if the mortars can actually hit the healers because they're in the air. We'll just let everyone go here and see what happens. Wow, something's hitting really hard. I guess that's what happens when you dive face first into all their defenses. So we're going to shock those a little bit. I think we're still going to be okay, but they took out our upgraded Barbarian King. And I've never even seen cannons like that over there. Would have been smarter to maybe start over there. But I just kind of wanted to see how strong we were. And we're still doing fine. We're now healing our way through gold cannons. Oh, but there's also enemy dragons and towers. So those are probably going to hurt my units pretty badly. I think we could probably just heal straight through that though. Either way, we're about to take out their base, so we're at least going to complete the quest. And then we're just kind of going to casually move on to the gold mine while dragons are raining down on us, but that's just no problem. So these guys are overpowered, especially when paired with healers. Like, we marched straight into all of their defenses, no problem. The dragons got smart and decided to focus on our healers, so that might be a little bit of a problem. Either way, we've succeeded in defeating their base, and we're probably going to get most of the resources because we're working our way down the line now. And I like the look of those nice big tanks. That's full of the good stuff. There really are some cool towers though. I can't wait till I actually upgrade enough to unlock those. But for now, I'm committed to the assault. I just want to run through everyone. But this does tell me that I'm going to need some anti-air units myself, so maybe some wizards will come along with us. And we're done. 100% of the base. I still have plenty of units walking around. I just bought more gems. The game actually asked me to make sure I wasn't making a mistake. It thinks I'm accidentally buying gems at this point because I bought so much. I'm not making that kind of a mistake. I'm just stupid and spending a lot of money. Well, let's try that again. This base I think is not as strong as the last one, but it has more walls and it's laid out better, so it might actually be stronger. Anyways, I also brought some dragons for anti-air purposes. I did not expect to be this overpowered this quickly. I thought it was going to take considerably longer. We have like 7 units on the ground, and I don't think we're going to lose a single one of them. And glancing back at the other side, and we've already destroyed half of their base over here. This is a nice summary of things. This guy's just sitting here absorbing damage from 3 different sources, and it's hardly phasing him. He just busted through a very strong wall, and now he's one-shotting the tower. And meanwhile, I've got like 8 units over here being constantly healed. I think I need to find some more advanced bases maybe. This base definitely isn't as strong, but I do want to try out the baby dragons, which I brought with me this time, because they're one that I like just unlocked. I think they actually do better by themselves, not in a group. Whatever the case, we're going to find out just how good they are. They're definitely not as durable as some of the other units though, because they are taking damage and or dying. I also didn't bring any healers, but I figured I wouldn't need any, because we're definitely going to march our way to victory already. I think they're faster and we have more DPS overall because we have more units, but I think I like the safety of the other ones better, though we still have a lot of these left. And I just bought something else, so I think we also get an archer queen now to go along with our hero. I've also upgraded my dark barracks now, so we can get golems. So we're going to try golems. And I'm just going to go ahead and try a base like this. I'm not really sure how strong they are, but we'll find out. And what's going to annoy me are probably going to be these, so we're going to shock them dead. And then, I don't know, right here maybe. And then we're just going to let everything go to work. How are the golems doing? I think if I combine these golems with like a single healer, we would still be unstoppable, at least against these kind of bases. I don't think they do a ton of damage, but I think they're more absorbent to damage. They're like tanks. Also, my new hero, the archer queen over here, is doing pretty well. She fires a multi-shot. She can take a lot of damage herself and destroys everything. I think we're going to run through this base though. And when I activate her ability, she spawns a bunch of archer units, which already died because they're weak, but that's kind of fun. I definitely do like how the archer queen can shoot over walls. She can be really good for when I actually need to employ strategy, if ever. The last line of defenses here are probably going to fall because, well, that. I don't think we're going to 100% this base simply because I didn't have the DPS. The golems are great. They absorb a lot of damage. They don't do enough to walk through a base entirely. That's their one little drawback. They do target defenses first though, which is great. The archer queen gets it though. She's going straight in for the main base. And she got it? No, she's going for the gold. She's great. I like her. It wasn't 100%, but they just didn't have the DPS to do it. At least not yet. We can increase their skills quite a bit. So this time for an army, I'm only going to do 1 golem, plus 2 healers, 2 dragons, and 4 of the other guys. I just found, I think, the richest base I've seen so far, so we're going to go ahead and attack this one. They do have a lot of defenses, and all their golden stuff is sitting right there, so we could just plow through that. Maybe that's what they want. They just want you to take your resources and leave them alone. That's not the way we roll though. Golem, go. He's going to absorb damage. We're going to throw these out. Then it's also going to come these guys and then the 2 dragons and then the healers behind. This is probably the best defended base I fought. It's certainly the richest. So let's also activate both the heroes' powers, and so far so good. We're going straight through them. Forget the resources. I'm also going to take out the anti-air with my lightning strikes, and we're going to give the wizard over here 1 too. So far so good. I did also upgrade a few of the units since the last battle. I can't remember what we did, but we're even stronger than we were before. I mean, I think we're going to be okay with this. We're going to lose that dragon on the right though, thanks to all the archer towers and anti-air. Overall though, confidence is pretty high. I was worried for a second, then I realized I still have all my guys in the center. My archer queen is still going strong, and my healers are still healing things. And we got most of the resources already actually, so this was a fun one. But I think we pretty clearly answered my question whether or not I get to spend a bunch of money to overcome my lack of skill and knowledge when it comes to this game, because I would never ever be able to do this without having spent a fortune on all these units and upgrades. Without spending money, I would have struggled to defeat this right here. And instead, we've walked through this entire base. We did lose a few units along the way, but already this could probably tear through another base of equal quality. I did lose all of my dragons though, and I don't think we're going to 100% it just because it was too spread out for us. 94% is still pretty good, and then we got 500,000 gold and elixir. So just imagine what we can do next time.